Morning, everybody. It's Monday, August 16th. Just getting ready to look at the markets and prepare for the trading day today and doing all this live with you guys. So I have a bunch of stuff in my charts still from yesterday. Now, there were actually some really good um, overnight trade opportunities for anybody who likes to trade the overnight session. So we had a couple things. We had this consolidation. This is an hourly chart, but there was a consolidation here. You'll see more clearly on something like a 5-minute chart. So you can see this consolidation, high volume area right here, kind of this dotted line. And you see price came right down kind of to it, came up once, came down to it again, still stayed within the zone, and then a nice rally up out of it. So that provided actually two trading opportunities out of there. And then I took a paper trade from this larger consolidation, which on the hourly chart, you can kind of see it's just all this sideways stuff right here. Dotted line is our high volume. And we can see it came right down to it to the tick, right on up, hit our profit target, and good to go there. So really nice overnight setups there that played out pretty perfectly. And now we can get rid of some of this stuff on the chart. You can also see this level here. We came down, tested it basically right there, came back up, came through it, tested it from the underside once, came down, underside again, came down basically a third time, except it also tested some of these upper levels here and then came down again. So uh, really nice setups there. We'll get rid of these things, um, get a clearer look at what we want. Okay, so this level, I'm going to keep that there. It got just barely touched. It might still be a significant sort of support area that we want to be aware of. All right. And yeah, so let's just take a look at this sort of broader consolidation up here and see if there's anything up there that's sort of untested that we may want to be aware of. That's kind of the level, but really, again, like this is where the volume sort of started. So I'd probably put this somewhere around there. And, you might consider that tested at that point. You really might. You can see there's this little chunk of high volume right here. And I don't know if that's necessarily from like this earlier stuff or this later stuff, but either way, that's pretty darn close. And I might consider that tested. So I'm certainly not going to go short off that. I mean, we are still in a big picture bull trend. Now, again, this level right here at 4441 at 41, essentially, basically tested. I mean, really right to the tick. But again, as we come down here again, we might still stall a little bit. So if you're getting short here pre-market, just be aware at the 41 level, we might get a little stalling point. And then there's some consolidation down here still that I felt was still a little bit untested. And I just don't know that if it's really that significant. It was really on a smaller time frame when we look at some of this stuff way down here. You can just kind of see this little consolidation as we started to push our way up. But, that's not a super, like that's just, this was pre-market volume, right? This was 5 a.m. kind of volume. So it's not really significant. I would kind of hope that this level we're testing right now holds. Otherwise, we're probably looking at a deeper pullback, which is going to be just fine too. If we look at the larger picture, right? We've had a lot of like consolidation and movement here. And there's probably some levels within here. In fact, I think on my micro chart, I have something mapped out a little bit in there. Yeah, there's a level here. So this was one level on my micro chart that I was interested in that we bounced off of basically right now. So that was that 41 level. And then down here at the 4402 or so is another level for like a swing trade type level that I'd be interested in. So if we pull back down into there, I'd be perfectly fine with that. There is a level in here around 26, but this sort of area looks a little bit tested to me. And I'm probably not going to put a tremendous amount of weight into that. Essentially, we're looking at, this stuff here, but you can see the volume kind of started up here. And you can see where we came down, touched, right? So that to me looks pretty done for. So I like this level that I took the paper trade off of. The only reason I didn't do it live was because it was just Sunday night and I just didn't want to be like I didn't want to wake up Monday morning and like first thing in the morning have to like check positions and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of that. So um, I didn't take that in my live account, but this still hopefully could push right back up. So that was a nice level to trade off of, that 41 level. I like that a lot. And but like I said, this one here at 26, not a big deal, but this one down here at 44.02 or 44.03, it's basically the consolidation, this entire like weeks long consolidation. And you can see there's the point of control is down here, but there's this other little high volume here, and I might consider taking the trade off of that personally if we come down there, but I'm not convinced that we necessarily will. But that's basically on that bigger picture, that's the last sort of real relevant point that we might need to be aware of, besides this little consolidation in here, which, like I said, I don't know. The, the, the buying that came out of it's not super aggressive. I mean, even down here, the buying that came out of this isn't super aggressive yet. We haven't had like a strong rally. This is a little bit of a single print right here. So that's why I like this level the best here. This 41 level was my favorite of all of these because you get this little single print. There's nothing in here that I'm really like. There's nothing in here that I really like that much. Even on the weekly, it's pretty efficient price action. So yeah, that's kind of all I'm looking at there. Now let's go back to the main chart so I don't have this on here. Okay, so looking at the overnight price action, again, nothing I'm super concerned about. Again, we had this little consolidation in here that led to some strong selling. So you might, look at this whole thing, and that was this kind of level here. But there's also like if we just kind of zoom in on this, right? And then you can see this high volume here, and then that's kind of what we already reacted to. So that to me is pretty much spent. And then we came down, there's this selling here, came up, basically tested it right there, came back down. So there's just not a lot. I'm actually a little bit surprised there wasn't a reaction here on the way down. We just kind of blew right through this. But you can see then, we kind of gyrated around, and then this level did sort of hold right here for that kind of pullback retest kind of thing. Just a kind of funky price action there, not really clean. So like I said, I'm a little surprised that this level didn't hold. This is a bunch of volume here that came in right around, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then we kind of blew right up through it. And I'm a little surprised that didn't hold, but it's not perfect every time. So that's kind of it. I'm not really watching anything major right now. It's Monday. I think the levels from Friday, the sort of leftover levels, right, like this consolidation and then this consolidation, they all got tested. So we're just sort of like a wait and see sort of thing, see how things play out, and then we'll base our trades off of that in the morning. In the trade room at dpmtrades.com, we'll be watching some other stuff too. I'll be keeping my eye on crude. I'll be keeping my eye on gold. I'll be keeping my eye on the other indexes, NQ and RTY. And we'll just see what gives us the best setups today to trade. If you want to join us, dpmtrades.com, just click on community. You can join our Discord channel there. We do have a free option that you're welcome to join and just get a feel for what we're all about. Otherwise, I will check in with you guys tomorrow for our pre-market analysis.